In 1920s Charleston, Carolina, there was a man named Samuel Smalls. He was disabled, and his main form of transportation was a cart pulled by a goat. This man became the inspiration for Porgy in Porgy and Bess. He was noticed by Dubois Hayward, who felt sorry for him, and he felt that he had to write a novel about African Americans and their living conditions in Charleston. He wrote the book Porgy in 1925, then he and his wife made it into a play, and that play became the first English-language American opera by an American composer, George Gershwin, with libretto by Dubois Hayward and lyricist Ira Gershwin. Porgy and Bess was first performed in Boston on September 30th, 1935, before it moved to New York. The Met Opera wanted to produce the show, but Gershwin wanted an all-black cast of singers, and the Met would not allow that. So the show is produced independently. It opened on Broadway on October 10th, 1935. Gershwin had gone to South Carolina to do research. There he heard the music of the people and was very inspired. He wrote his own spirituals, jazz, folk music to create his opera. Gershwin immediately hired Todd Duncan to play Porgy after hearing him only sing a few lines of an aria. And he hired Anne Brown to play Bess. She was a 20-year-old student at Juilliard. She was the first African-American vocalist to be admitted there. Bess was a secondary character, but Gershwin was so impressed with her performance that he wrote more songs and expanded the part of Bess. He made her a major character in the show, and he said to her, "Miss Brown, henceforth and forever, George Gershwin's opera will be known as Porgy and Bess." There's always a question of whether Porgy and Bess is racist, with racial stereotypes in the roles. But over time, the opera has gained acceptance in the opera community and also in the African-American community. The music of Porgy and Bess has gone on to great acclaim. It's been sung and recorded by so many singers. The song Summertime has 25,000 recordings. If people disapprove of the show, it has lived on and is being performed all over the world and launched the careers of many African-American singers. So is Porgy a sensitive portrayal of the lives and struggles of an African community in South Carolina? Maya Angelou was a young dancer performing in the touring company that brought the show to La Scala in Milan in 1955. She praised the work as great art and human truth. Or does it perpetuate degrading stereotypes about African Americans? I think this subject will continue to be discussed as many different productions of Porgy and Bess are done. Now, with the show, after a brilliant overture, the show opens with a mother singing a lullaby to her baby. Here's Audra McDonald.
Then you spread your wings and you take the sky. But till that morning, there's nothing can harm you. With Daddy and Mama standing by, standing by.
One of the characters, Serena, loses her husband, and there's a big funeral to raise money to bury him. Here's Audra McDonald again.
That
the 2019 revival, Porgy did not ride on his cart. The character had a club foot and walked with a cane. Bess's lover, Crown, had killed the man, and he had to go into hiding. Porgy takes Bess in, and they find a happy life together. Everyone notices that Porgy is happy. Here's Norm Lewis.
You see, with plenty, you sure gotta worry how to keep the devil away. Away. See, I ain't afraid about hell till that time arrives. Never worry long as I'm well. Never one to strive to be good, to be bad. What the hell? I was glad I was alive. Oh, I got plenty of nothing, and nothing's plenty for me. I got my gal, I got my song, got him the whole day long. No use complaining, got my girl, got my Lord, got my soul.
Porgy and Bess vow their love for each other. Here again are Audra McDonald and Norm Lewis.
Morning time and evening time and summertime and winter time.
Morning time and evening time and summertime and winter time. From this minute I'm telling you, I keep this vow. Oh, my best we's happy. Now we's one. Now.
Bess and the townspeople go on a picnic, and just before she's about to go back on the boat, Crown, who's been hiding on the island, attempts to seduce her away from Porgy. Here's Audra McDonald and Philip Boykin.
What you want with this? She getting older. It takes a fine young gal what to satisfy crown. Look at this chest and look at these arms. You got. You know how it's always been with me. 5 years I've been your woman. You could kick me in the street, and when you wanted me back, you put whistle and back again, licking your hand. There's plenty, and I don't
Bess returns to Porgy, and she's been beaten down. She has so much shame, but Porgy assures her he still loves her. Once again, Audra McDonald and Norm Lewis.
When he take hold of me with his hot hand.
There, Bess, you don't need to be afraid no more. You picked up happiness and laid your worries down. You're gonna live easy, you're gonna live high, you're gonna outshine every woman in this town. And remember, when crown come, that's my business, Bess.
I love you, Porgy.
What you think I is anyway?
Don't
To let some
let him
dirty
take
hound
me.
dog steal my woman.
Don't let him handle
Wanna
me.
stay with Porgy? You gonna stay? You got a home now, honey, and you got love. So no more crying. Can't you understand?
What's to
You
stay
gonna go about your business singing, 'cause you got Porgy. You got your man.
Sporting Life, who is supplying Bess with cocaine before her new life with Porgy comes back, to tempt her with drugs and the glamour of New York. Here's the incredible Cab Calloway, who was in the Leontine Price tour of the show.
And through Harlem we go strutting, we go a-strutting, and there be nothing too good for you. I'll dress you in silks and satins, in the latest Paris styles, and the blues you'll be forgetting, there'll be no fretting, just nothing but smiles. Come along with me, that's the place. Don't be a fool, come along, come along. There's a boat that's leaving for New York. Come with me, that's where we belong, sister. That's where we belong.
Hi, it's George again, and thank you so much for spending time with me. My first introduction to Porgy and Bess was actually hearing the singer Lainey Kazan, who was understudy for Barbra Streisand and Funny Girl, singing a medley of Porgy and Bess on one of her albums. I was absolutely fell in love with the song I Loves You, Porgy. I went out immediately and bought the recording with Leontine Price. I've always thought this was an incredible score. It's so varied. There's opera, there's jazz, folk music, spirituals. I think this is an incredibly rich and powerful score. Really, it's one of the treasures of American musical history. I've seen every production of Porgy and Bess that I could, and I was lucky enough to supply flowers for the 2012 revival. I did bouquets for the opening night performance of Porgy and Bess and also the closing night. And I was fortunate enough to do flowers for Audra McDonald's dressing room every week. I always made them very special. I think Audra McDonald has been sent down from heaven. She's a gift from the gods. She is truly remarkable. Once again, thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, look at the links, and I'll see you next week. Now, at the end of Porgy and Bess, Bess cannot help herself. She does leave with Sporting Life, and Porgy swears that he will find her and starts a long journey to New York. This is Michael Pearsley.